When you picture the middle class, it looks safe. A stable job, a house in the suburbs, a car that's not flashy but respectable, a family that's comfortable. And for a long time, I believed that was the sweet spot. Not poor, not rich, just safe. But then I started looking closer, and I realized the middle class isn't safe at all. They're stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, terrified of emergencies. They put on a brave face, but beneath it, they're quietly trapped. Not by laziness, not by poverty, but by lies. Lies that sound responsible, lies that sound respectable, lies that are so normal nobody questions them. And those lies are exactly what keep the middle class stuck. Today, I want to break down the five biggest lies the middle class believes about money and the truths that can finally set you free. Chapter 1. The Lie of Linear Progress. The first lie is simple. Life works in a straight line. Go to school, graduate, get a job, buy a house, work hard, retire. That's the middle class script. It's predictable, comfortable, and completely false. Reality doesn't work in straight lines, reality compounds. The people who break out don't just follow steps, they create leverage. They invest in skills, assets, and opportunities that grow exponentially. Meanwhile, the middle class takes pride in moving step by step, race by race, year by year. But here's the harsh truth: linear progress in a compounding world is just stagnation disguised as movement. I once met a man who proudly told me, "Every year I get a 4% raise." He thought he was winning, but inflation that year was 6%. On paper, he moved forward. In reality, he moved backward. And this is the danger. You start believing the story that you're progressing when in truth, you're running in place. The treadmill keeps moving and you keep sweating, but you never arrive. So, what's the shift? Stop playing for steps, start playing for compounding. Instead of waiting for a promotion, build a skill that multiplies your value. Instead of relying on a salary bump, create an asset that grows even when you're asleep. Because the world doesn't reward straight lines, it rewards acceleration. Chapter 2. The Lie of Respectable Debt. The second lie is this: some debt is respectable. The middle class avoids credit cards, sure, but they celebrate mortgages, student loans, car loans. They say, this is good debt, this is responsible debt. But debt doesn't care how you dress it up, it still owns you. I had a colleague once who told me proudly, "At least my debt is for a house, not nonsense." But his mortgage consumed half his income. He couldn't quit his job, he couldn't take risks, he couldn't even breathe. Respectable debt feels safer because everyone else is carrying it too. But that's how the trap works. When everyone's chains look normal. So here's the truth: any debt that reduces your freedom isn't good debt, period. And if you're carrying it, you need to ask yourself, is this making me more free or less free? If the answer is less, then you don't own the house owns you. That's the lie of respectable debt. It makes you feel grown up while quietly making you unfree. Chapter 3. The Lie of Average Being Safe. The third lie is seductive because it feels like relief. If I stay average, I'm safe. Average income, average house, average lifestyle, and the thought creeps in, at least I'm not struggling like the poor. But average is fragile. One hospital bill, one layoff, one economic downturn, and average collapses overnight. I knew a family who thought they were fine. Two incomes, decent house, they could eat out sometimes, take a vacation every year. Then one illness wiped out their savings in 6 months. Their average life crumbled like glass. And that's the danger. Average isn't protection, it's a delay. You feel fine until something breaks. And when it does, you realize you have no cushion, no resilience. So don't aim for average, aim for layers of protection, extra streams of income, buffers, assets. Average looks stable until the first shockwave hits. Resilience is what survives it. Chapter 4. The Lie That Money Equals Morality. The fourth lie is subtle, but it's everywhere. Being responsible with money makes you a good person. Pay your bills on time, save diligently, don't take too many risks, stay humble. That's the moral code of the middle class. And while those things sound noble, they can also be a trap. I once met a man who prided himself on being responsible. He never took on debt, never invested in anything risky. He saved slowly, quietly, and told everyone he was doing the right thing. Decades later, he was still in the same house, still living paycheck to paycheck, still stuck. But he felt morally superior because he had never broken the rules. That's the illusion, mistaking stagnation for virtue. The truth is, being responsible doesn't automatically mean you'll be rewarded, because money doesn't care about morality, it cares about movement. You can keep every rule, but if you never grow, the system will still leave you behind. Real responsibility isn't just avoiding mistakes, it's building a future your children don't have to escape from. Chapter 5: The Lie of Someday Freedom. And finally, the most dangerous lie of all: freedom comes someday. Once the kids graduate, then we'll leave. Once the mortgage is paid, then we'll be free. Once I retire, then I'll enjoy life. The middle class lives on this word, someday. But someday never comes. By the time the debts are paid and the kids are grown, energy is gone. By the time retirement arrives, time is gone. I once knew a man who dreamed of traveling the world. He worked his whole life waiting. But by the time he retired, his body was too weak to go anywhere. His someday had been stolen. That's why this is the deadliest lie. It convinces you to give away your best years in exchange for a promise that may never arrive. The truth is, freedom has to be designed into the present, in small stages, in small wins. Maybe it's one bill paid by an asset, maybe it's reclaiming one day a week to work on your own thing, maybe it's building a side hustle that compounds. Freedom isn't one giant event at the end, it's built in pieces along the way. And if you don't start creating those pieces now, someday will quietly slip away. Final truth. So let's recap. The middle class isn't trapped by laziness, they're trapped by lies. That progress is linear, that respectable debt is safe, that average means security, that responsibility equals reward, and that freedom is someday. These lies are dangerous because they feel reasonable, they feel safe, they feel good. But that's what makes them deadly. Comfort keeps you quiet, respectability keeps you stuck. The truth is, the middle class doesn't fail because they don't work hard. They fail because they're following the wrong story. And the only way out is clarity. To see the life for what it is and design freedom on your own terms. That's why I built the Money Mirror Playbook. It's not another list of rules, it's a framework to help you uncover your blind spots, break the illusions you've been living under, and build a money plan that finally works for you. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things but still stuck, this is your wake up call. You can get it now on Shopify, link in the description, because the mirror never lies. The only question is, are you ready to look into it?